to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. We have a stunning development here this evening that I was not really expecting, as just breaking in the last couple hours here. It comes out that the state of California, and I'll just give you a little insight here, and we're going to continue into this. I don't want this to ruin anybody's day because we're going to deep dive into this during this. But it turns out that Ripple faces new class action for unregistered XRP offerings out of the state of California. So we'll go over what this means. It goes, I have a pretty detailed look at this from two different aspects and two different, completely different sources. And it appears to me that this is something that we're going to have to take on here as XRP holders. So I wanted to bring that to the forefront to everybody. I know we're in a bullish position right now. I understand, like, I'm very super motivated right now for the positioning we're at with XRP looking seemingly like having this close over 55 cents. And for anybody who watched the live earlier, just a few short hours ago, we talked about the importance of a close at this level. We've had Bitcoin, excuse me. For anybody who watched yesterday, we were talking about a technical move up today. We didn't know if it would happen today or sometime this week, maybe next week, but a move up, the technical move out of that bull flag. We knew it was coming sooner rather than later. It was 55K. Now, a close over 54,700 would have been a big close. Right now, we're under it by about 170 points because that would have put us, I believe, 54,700, the top of that broadening wedge. So that would have tried to signal a further move up. As it is now, we'll take a look at Bitcoin and we'll see exactly the levels we have to get over and what are the chances that it would fall back into this ascending formation and use that uptrending support before a further breakout. We'll get into that as we get going here, but we definitely have a developing story here this evening, and it's going to be pretty interesting. We had a live earlier, not exactly sure how many people will be here for this live, but we had 185 people in here earlier. And obviously, Bitcoin running the way it has had a big part to that. XRP's basically done nothing. It's up 1.47%. To the eye, it's done nothing. But honestly, it's confirmed that move out of that descending triangle from January of 2024. And now it's firmly has the sights within its grasp now, or it's within its grasp for XRP's price movement to come up and retest that resistance now from the July of 23 pattern. That's right about 58 cents. So that's what it looks like we're doing in the immediate short term. Can news change things? I don't know how much this kind of news will change anything. The fact that when the lawsuit was announced back in December of 2020, we went from a 10-cent mark to $1.98. I don't believe anything anymore as far as the speculation that something will kill something. But it's definitely an interesting optic here that we have to look into now that the state, as you heard here, the state of California is filing a class action lawsuit, and we'll get into the details, against Ripple for unregistered offerings of XRP through the state. So, I mean, well, it is California, so take that for what it's worth. California is our worst representation in the USA, so we'll just take that for what it is. So, if you are watching right now, please make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help this community, and YouTube will recommend this live and allow not just new viewers to find their way in here, but also old members that might not be getting an alert. And by the algorithm now being put back in their favor, they'll find their way back home to our community. I just want to thank the over 20,300 subscribers and also the members of Tom's Army specifically. And a shout out to each and every one of you from 1 month all the way up to almost 3 years now. I thank you so much for being a valuable part of this community, an integral part of this community, and allowing me to put this information out, not just as I see fit, but in the amount of time I spend to this, because there's a lot of my time that gets spent to this, but it's worth every moment. So let me timestamp this, and please hit that like button for YouTube recommendations, and then we'll get through the comments, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them, because now, you know, whether good or bad, there's another big, big, big optic in our way now. Good evening, 7:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, February 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So despite the untimely news about what Ripple is facing right now with the illegal offerings of XRP out of the state of California. At least XRP right now showed a huge sign of strength. We weren't sure if it was going to happen earlier, but XRP did in fact close over 55 cents. That's a major milestone here. And we'll get into this after I get into the comments, but that's a big step here. Holy Toledo, there's 115 people here already. That's, wow. Okay, well, I figured we'd have some opinions here, so seems like there's a fair amount of comments too. James Montgomery, thank you for being in Tom's Army for at least 5 months with the XRP Predictor, along with Matt Holden as well, who has the XRP Meteor, both 5 months or longer in Tom's Army. Thank you both for that. And James says, hey, Tom, God bless you and your family. Thanks for the great news. And great news and all the hard work you do. Montgomery family from Las Vegas, but really from Auburn Hills, Michigan. Oh, beautiful. And that's not too far from here, Auburn Hills. That's only about a half hour from where I reside now in the great Oakland County. Cleo Brown, I'm here. Hey, welcome in, my friend Jordan. Good evening. Glad to see so many people tuning in as well, because this is big news. XRP Connoisseur, welcome in. Eric Roper, bullish. All of it bullish. Yes, indeed. Where's the man from Michigan? Yeah, it took me a second. I am here. George, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for month 1. And I know that it's true because that's me being abducted by aliens there in that emoji badge. Oh, yes, that's my face superimposed there. Eric Roger, welcome in. Roper, welcome in. Alice Pond, good evening. Everything's just simmering nicely, waiting for the Asian markets. Yes, indeed, my friend. Cleo, yes, my goatee is absolutely weighing me down. Either the goatee or the hair, as you know. Some of you might, if you're new, might not. I promised the community I would not cut my hair or my goatee back in July of 23 until XRP at least hit $1, but I reserve the right to keep growing it until it hits all-time highs. So we've got that going for us. CZAM, welcome in. Brave Sigma, good evening. XRP Stu, Mark Caston, welcome in. Rob Holcook, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for at least 5 months with the XRP Meteor, and this is very important. I do go through and talk to everybody, and that's just the way I start. So I love doing it, and I love the camaraderie back and forth it creates. Michael Hudson, hello, Tom. Is it time to skyrocket? Step by step, but skyrockets by one's own interpretation. So my value of a skyrocket might not be your own personal expectation of what a skyrocket might mean. Humza, good evening. Trading with J-Ride. They just can't leave XRP alone. No, they cannot. But these are every more reason why I expect this to push up even more with this negativity in the news. How many more people now probably just sold their XRP and were liquidity crisis or cash grabs? And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge, trading with J-Ride. Much appreciated. Work your little into plenty. Thank you so much for that, for continuing to tune in. I know that you put out a couple videos yourself of nothing related to XRP, but some good videos that I actually got a lot of information out of, to be honest with you. So I appreciate that. She says she lives in California. My condolences. No, I live in Michigan, so trust me. We're like mini California. Boots, be better, do better, shine people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Logan, welcome on Alice Pond, Local Beaver. Good evening. Hit that like button. Indeed, like he said, the more likes, the more YouTube will recommend this, and more new and old viewers will find their way to this community or back home once again. Mike Stevenson, thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of Tom's Army for 2 months now with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Albert Cordova, welcome in from Albert from Phoenix, Arizona, checking in. Thanks, Albert, for tuning in. Much appreciated. Bercelio, welcome in and hit that like, he says, to the peeps. Appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. He says, happy days, loading OG. Can you do Oasis Rose today? Gee, thanks as always. I don't know. We got a lot to talk about. I don't know how much random stuff I'm going to go off on today. I already did an over hour live earlier, so we'll see how long my voice lets me talk. Cleo, welcome in. As I was saying, JW, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So Bad. Much appreciation. I always love seeing you in here, JW. Hope your day's been blessed. PIL8, good evening. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month now with the XRP badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that's my face superimposed there, so I know that that's your month 1 badge. Boots, California says men or women, ignore this comment. Whoop. Well, you know, we are what we are, and we are what we say, and sometimes we aren't even what we say. CZAM, welcome in. CJ2 Pilot, thanks for being in Times Army for 5 months. Appreciate you, brother. Holy Toledo, is there a lot of comments? Luis, Adobo, Boots, welcome in. Bobby Ferguson, Lewis, Sully Mode, welcome. Aaron, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Much appreciation. Kwame, thanks for joining the team in Tom's Army. For month 1, he's got the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I am staring right back at him. Adobo, the goatee. Dr. Ahmet, welcome in. Radiklu, welcome. Hamza, Joshua, Dr. Pat Riot. Awesome to see everybody in here. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Juan Brito, welcome in. Sup, Tom? The shorts are butt naked. Yes. As I've been saying, the shorts have lost their short shirt, shoes, top hat, and I told everybody not to lose their sunglasses before the run-up earlier if they were going short. And XRP precisely went up 2,500 points, and now they've lost their sunglasses on the way up. So we're getting pretty bare now. If you are watching, please make sure to hit that like button. 155 people in here already. Holy Toledo. Hopefully you'll hit that like button, or I don't demand, but hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. We can continue to grow this wholesome community. Lewis says the GOAT, much appreciated. Harley, welcome. And MC Prosperity, good to see you back. Crypto Bob in the house, welcome. Dr. Ahmed, settlement with SEC first. We never know with all this stuff coming up, but we're going to take a quick look at XRP, then we're going to get into the news, folks. We're going to get into the news. We're going to look at this objectively. So first of all, we're going to get in the chart because we had the daily close. 55 cents was a beautiful break over, and I'll tell you why. In the daily time frame, we had a nice consolidation here. It looks like what ended up happening and being created here, and this does not look like it is updated. What is going on here? Oh, that's the weekly. I'm like, what is going on with that? So we have an engulfing candle like we envisioned earlier. It looked more like a dragonfly doji instead of a long leg doji, which is more topside pressure, but it's not close enough to really say. But this engulfing candle is very, very important. This closed to me over 55 cents was rather important because it stayed over the previous candle, and now it lines us up with this break over of 5529 on this candle. It's complete topside pressure. It engulfed to the top side. Now we would have a push up pretty immediately to 56 cents to see how it works out. But we are on top of the descending triangle from January of 2024, a major formation that it wouldn't give way for about 3 months. But now we're on top of it. And now I think we're firmly into the grasp of the July of 2023 formation. We drew this up before it consolidated yesterday. We talked about the retap, and then it could bounce off of that uptrend as long as it was nothing more than a wick going down. And then we felt that it would push us up to this 58 cent mark. And then once we break that, that would give us the ability to finish off this push to 66.6 cents and at least allow us to push up. That doesn't mean that's the end of the rally. That just looks like the biggest pivot point now. That pattern formation is held since June of 2022, and it looks like it could clear us off from here for a 24% move as long as we held this 525 area, which we have. Now our catalyst could be just to bounce off 534, which we did on the next daily candle as well. And now if we start breaking up, it looks like to me we're building up a move to 66.6 cents with the stopping at 58 and around 60 cent pivot point. Wow. Jay Mathers, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. That is incredibly generous of you. Thanks for all you do. Oh, you're welcome. And can you do a quick Theta analysis? Oh, I can do a quick Theta analysis, but as some know, I want to bash my you-know-what through the wall because I got so caught up with what we were buying in the community that when Theta hit my rotation, I was supposed to buy it once it went under 60 cents if I ever got the opportunity. And it wasn't a big opportunity, but I can bash myself legitimately through the wall because it did come down. I never thought I would see the day that it would come through that target. And it finally came through that. It was actually below 70 cents. And it came to that target, and now I legitimately want to beat my head through the wall. That was something I had been watching for many years on this drop, and I had bought into so many different things, but there's no excuse because Theta was one of them in the Internet of Things that should have been at the top of the list with DGB and VeChain, IOTA. And I failed. I failed myself on this one. $1.71. It's come up now to this full cup. Legitimately come up to the full cup now. So now one of two things is gonna happen with Theta. And it's not like I didn't buy other assets. Like Flare's up almost 700% now. We're over 600. We've got a few things up a couple hundred. The point is Theta was one of them in my long plan that I was watching it when it was way up there. And when I say, I mean way up there. My cousin was in it, had exposure to this a long time ago. And this is just back in 21. We went all the way up to $15, right? I mean, think about that. Now we were at 60 cents. Even now it's cheap, but not where I was all enticed about. So anyhow, so now we broke up above $1.70. If you hold $1.70, this is your first tier cup. Like it really is. This is the start of something huge. Alice Pond, thank you so much for the $10 donation. He said, Tom for president. They wouldn't allow it. But if it comes up there and builds the bullish handle, if it comes up there, now one could say it already did this, right, on the first tier. Now it's coming to the second tier. I wouldn't be able to argue with that. So, first tier breakout, right? Boom, gets on top of here. Then you can start to rally even more. So, looking very, very bullish for Theta. Had a very big descending formation. And my assumption is that at some point we're going to find ourselves back retesting that $3 area. So, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not saying $3 is next because we're going to finish off a cup and handle, but that's up at like 260. Whoever got into Theta made an incredibly important buy. So, congratulations to you. I have too much to talk about than to keep talking about Theta at this moment. But hopefully that did help a little bit. With Bitcoin, we talked about yesterday. If you're new, you wouldn't know this. But we came through on the bull flag formation. Let me get out of this formation. Beat the meat before you beat your head through the wall. Yes, Jordan, that would probably be a better solution, wouldn't it? And thank you for the $1.99 donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it. That's true, Hamza. You can't catch them all, just catch enough. True that. True that. Follow the money, don't get played. Yes, indeed, MC Prosperity. Yes, indeed. So, and thanks for the $1.99, Jordan Norvell. I'll remember that, not to beat my head in, but beat Little T, or well, not Little Teen, but because I suppose that would be my son, Thomas Beagle III. But the old Meterino, he says. Yes, we will look at Flare today, Ben, I promise. We are holders of Flare since 0072, so we are feeling quite lofty this afternoon. We're up over 600%. That's our biggest asset right now as far as percentage up. So we definitely appreciate that one. So with Bitcoin, we had the technical target. I was talking about 55,000 yesterday. We hit 55,000. I did not expect it to happen today. I was expecting for a few days, but it came up to just about 55K. That technical target's been met. A close over 54,000. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. I think we closed over because we didn't come all the way across yet. We actually closed over. Let me see this. This would be huge. Did we actually get a daily close over that? That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. 54,350. We got a daily close over the broadening wedge. Holy smokes, Bitcoin made a statement today. And that is an engulfing candle if I've ever seen one on an inverted hammer. At least the structure of an inverted hammer. Some could argue because it's not 1/8 the size. You know, but that's technicality. I'm telling you, that targeted move for Bitcoin out of here is like 66K. That first tier breakout is 61K. This is crazy. This is craziness. So Bitcoin could be a huge catalyst, but we need to make sure it actually makes the move. So this could be another big day if it plays out properly. With XRP, just understanding that. With XRP, we talked about at the close how we've had an engulfing candle here as well. So if Bitcoin has a move, look at the difference in volume here from when we were starting to move around in the dailies. We only had 8 million yesterday. All of a sudden in today's daily before close, we had three times the volume. We had 3 times the volume. So from 8.5 million to over 25.3 million. That's a huge surge in volume. Huge surge in volume. Size matters. Hey, I've been told it's the motion in the ocean. What, I'm wrong? Sometimes it's not the size of the ship, it's the way you steer the oars, right? Even the smallest ship can get through the biggest wave. I better stop while I'm ahead. God, I love this audience. So that's what we're looking at. A shorter standpoint. And we're going to get into the news here. But Flare right now, somebody asked 5-1. We're ripping Flare right now. SGB. SGB is poised for $250. Oh, boy. Wait a minute. That's not SGB Songbird, is it? Is it SGB? If that's SGB and Songbird and it's going up to that price level, man, have I missed a lot. But Flare, a beautiful inverted head and shoulders here. And we're coming up. We've talked about that 6-8 level. I don't think it's going to get stopped. I don't think it's going to get stopped. The only thing that might happen here is that we've come up here. Now we build like some kind of handle here and then come up. But this looks poised. This looks absolutely poised. I mean, it's broken out of even the extension range. So there's nothing more we can really say about Flare except it's off to the races likely. If it does need to retest, I mean, I don't even like to do the overextension in these scenarios because it has created what could be considered a parabolic uptrend now. So if you're looking for a retest on Flare, it's simple. Don't overanalyze it. Now we're kind of in like, how high can it go? If it corrects, look at it's at 4 or 5. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going parabolic. If it has a smaller correction, I suppose you could say, well, Tom, technically with that recent push up, and you're right, Flare created another uptrend. And these continue going, and once they break, then you can start to determine levels. So 489, then 45, but yeah. So Flare, but it's got a big surge in volume as well. So Flare's looking real nice. Real nice. XRP had a close over 55. It's having a consolidation right now. But let's get into the news right now. Let's get into the news. I'll have everybody's attention. 168 people. Please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this live. It's extremely important that YouTube recommends this particular live. I'm very happy that we have so many people watching. Please make sure to hit that like button as there's still 40 plus people that could hit that like button. And if YouTube recommends this video, it's not just new members that find their way in here. It does help to expand the audience, but there's also old members that YouTube stopped recommending my videos that they might all of a sudden put them back in the algorithm and then they see it through their feed for the first time in a while and they find their way back home to this beautiful community. So I'm going to grab one thing. I'm going to grab my relaxation. I just got to grab something to ash in. If you want to join me, please. Cannabis is legal here. It's been a lifesaver for me with my broken back since I was 23 in a bad car accident 17 years ago. Not my fault, but nonetheless, helped me stay off pain pills. So please, I encourage you, join me if you can.
Careful, Daddy doing live. Tay.
Yeah, I just walked into something. Cezam, welcome to Tom's Army for month 1. Joining into Tom's Army. I know it's your first month because you have the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens as I just banged myself into the wall on accident. I thank you for that, and I really do appreciate that. That's my face superimposed on that emoji badge, I kid you not. So, so thank you, everybody. So XRP versus SEC Ripple faces new class action for unregistered XRP offerings. Ripple Labs faces a new lawsuit for unregistered XRP sales in California, challenging digital asset regulations and security laws. Yes, the Up in Smoke tour indeed. Thank you for that. Boot says love to you and Julie. Much appreciated. So how many have heard this news? Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. Thank you for tuning in so much. I appreciate it. You've been in Tom's Army for over, 5 months with the XRP predictor. I greatly appreciate that. I don't necessarily think this is bad. This is just more of like a feather in our cap right now, so to say. But I think that this is more than what meets the eye here, honestly. I think there's a reason why they keep putting this into this kind of a light. I think something bigger, deeper, and more connected what the world global system is going on with XRP and Ripple. I think there's a reason why they're putting them through all of this. There's something that's going to come out that we're not seeing right now. So Ripple Labs Inc. is facing a class action lawsuit for allegedly violating security laws with XRP sales. The lawsuit claims Ripple sold XRP without necessary registration, breaking federal and California laws. Class action members have until April 5th to opt out and pursue independent legal actions. Now remember, Judge Annalisa Perez ruled that XRP being sold to retail was not unregistered securities. It was not an unregistered security, so this is interesting. So Ripple Labs Inc., its CEO Bradley Garlinghouse and subsidiary XRP2 LLC find themselves at the center of a class action lawsuit filed in the Northern District of California. The lawsuit accuses the San Francisco-based fintech company of violating federal and securities laws by offering and selling the digital asset XRP without the necessary registration. This case underscores the ongoing scrutiny and regulatory challenges facing the cryptocurrency industry, particularly regarding the classification and sale of digital assets. It's fine, Julie. Yeah, you're fine. That's why I was telling you to keep that on. Of digital assets. No, Tommy. My son is just walking over here. Where was I? The plaintiffs allege that Ripple engaged in the unauthorized sale of XRP, circumventing the registration requirements mandated by both federal and state securities laws. This legal challenge aims to represent two distinct groups, the federal securities claims class and the California state securities claims class. These classes include individuals and entities who purchased XRP between July 3rd, 2017 and June 30th, 2023, either retained the asset or sold it at a loss. Ripple and the co-defendants have countered these allegations, asserting that XRP does not constitute a security and therefore does not require registration, which, as we know, the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, has taken the reins when it comes to the ETFs in regard to crypto with Bitcoin. So they're already acknowledging that Bitcoin is not a security. It's a commodity, which means all other cryptos are commodities based on the designation for the biggest crypto of them all. So right there is already a kick in the you-know-what. So a lot of this is nonsense. Wife and kid. Well, I think you said your wife and kids are healthy. Is that what you said? ATK. I couldn't see what that said. I apologize. But yes. Yeah, somebody said, what's KYC? Know your customer. If it's know your customer, you have to do you have to give your driver's license and then do an identification thing. But thank you to ATK for being in Tom's Army for over 5 months with the XP Predictor. And yes, he says, I'm in Christ, so I'm all good. Thanks for the prayers. Yes, my prayers are with you as well. But yes, you put your mind in the right place. So the lawsuit leaves Ripple in a tight spot as it tackles the intricate regulatory environment of digital currencies. The main defense approach of Ripple is based on the claim that XRP, a digital currency used for global transactions, should not be considered a security. The importance of this criterion is significant for the classification of XRP as security and would demand a lot of strict regulatory requirements and scrutiny. The result of this legal fight could be used as a benchmark for treating digital assets in the U.S., thereby affecting the regulation of other cryptocurrencies. So that's one angle to look at this, and then I want to read the U today because they did it a slightly different way. A lot of the same information, but it at least lets us get a lot of information out of this. So Ripple to face another lawsuit. Ripple is facing another class action lawsuit according to legal notice, or recent notice. And we already know this. The lawsuit has been filed by the Northern District of California, alleging that the San Francisco-based company and its CEO, Bradley Garlinghouse, along with subsidiary XRP2 LLC, have violated federal and California securities laws by offering and selling the digital asset XRP without proper registration. We already know the legal allegations as we already read to it. And now the important decision, I wanted to read this from their aspect. Investors and entities affected by the lawsuit are faced with important decisions regarding their legal rights and options. Those within the class action have until April 5th to request exclusion from the lawsuit, a step that would allow them to pursue independent legal action against Ripple. So they're basically opening up the door, you know, for a lot of class action lawsuits. So it seems like a bunch of BS to me, personally. You guys are entitled to your own opinions and gales, but I think this is a bunch of bullshit, personally. I think there's some more nonsense out of California. Of course it would be California, you know, so I think it's a bunch of BS. And isn't it perfect timing that you'd have a FUD story when XRP legitimately is about to break out? And now for some good news. For some good news about this. So XRP poised for a 20% rally amid emergent strong buy signal. So let's not get distracted. At the closing of 2023, hopes among crypto traders were high when it came to XRP, while the Bitcoin rally that affected the crypto market as a whole played a part in the optimism. The string of legal victories Ripple Labs achieved in its long struggle with the SEC arguably had an even greater role. Despite this, while XRP went through a rally that briefly had it surge above 70 cents for the first time since early 22, its performance since the start of 24 has been far more lackluster and indeed mostly marked by stagnation and decline, causing many to wonder if the token will ever reach $1, let alone its previous all-time highs of $3 and beyond. So the TD sequential reveals XRP's imminent rally, and we talked about this earlier, but if you weren't here, let's just get a small brief look into this. Hey Tom, have you seen the tweet on X from XRP drops where Frankfurt Stock Exchange person is? I got to read the rest of that. After offering, is entertaining the idea that XRP could be a world reserve bridge currency. Got the link if you need. That's exactly what I've been theorizing for years, and that's why it's a stable coin, in my opinion. I think it's all coming together with the World Bank saying it's a stable coin. I think that's exactly what it's lining up to be. A world hub for liquidity. Rather, the world hub for liquidity, I should say. Where did that go? So after offering middling performance through most of the first 2 months of 24, the technical analysis, TA relying on TD sequential of XRP's weekly chart flashed a buy signal on Monday, February 26th, per the prominent crypto analyst Ali Martinez. So the expert also assessed that should XRP indeed start railing, it could skyrocket to 63 cents or even go as high as 65 cents, approximately 20% above its press time of 54 cents. TD Sequential is a technical analysis tool that seeks to identify whether the current trend will continue or if it will undergo an imminent reversal by analyzing assets' past performance. It's always good to bounce these off our own technical analysis. In total, the last 52 weeks of trading did see XRP rise 51.78%, but its year-to-date performance is decidedly weaker, and the token is 14.97% in the red in this time frame. The last 30 days of trading, XRP is up 0.52%. Finally, in the last 4 weeks of trading, XRP declined as much as 4.08%, and it fell 1.94% in the past 24 hours leading up to February 26th. Still, as the wider cryptocurrency market has again entered what appeared as a bull run, with Ethereum finding its footing above 3,000 and Bitcoin reliably staying above 50,000, now well over 54K. As investors are increasingly eyeing the upcoming halving event, hopes to remain high for altcoins, meme coins, and all other types of cryptocurrency. Other tools of technical analysis, however, are less bullish when it comes to XRP. Based on the cryptocurrency's performance throughout the last 7 days, and if you look at the last week, I mean, of course you're going to get that. We need to look at a longer time frame going out to January precisely. The oscillators and moving averages are both decisively bearish. XRP is a sell, and the letters are a strong sell, yada, 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 balaka, balaka, balaka. Lagging indicators there. We have already broke out of those technical bearish zones. And now from the January 20, I mean, it all comes down to this. It legitimately all comes down to the January formation. As long as we hold this and we ride off of this, we're on top of the 20-day. We're starting to correct this in the 4-hourly to try to correct this bearish cross. And all we are is one more candle close away from starting to be pushed in the right area. This 4-hour candle in the last 30 minutes, we haven't done much volume-wise, 359,000. So we'll see exactly what this has in store. But there's a lot of opportunity here. But obviously with the emergence of the news that came out, we're going to have to watch things closer. Well, not closer, but we're going to have to watch things more in a unified manner to where We need to see if somehow, some way that starts some kind of a dump off, or maybe. But the weird thing here is that the whales built into their position over the last 10 days of over 70 million during the dip. So they know something we don't know. And the average buy price of that 70 million in XRP, or 70 million XRP purchase, was 55 cents. So there's a reason they bought at that level, and I like to follow the money. That doesn't necessarily indicate, you know, future price movements just based on what the whales are looking at. But to me, I think the whales help predict a little bit of momentum. And, you know, if they're dropping money around 55 cents on the top of a potential breakout area, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not surprised to see a little bit of a downturn right after the flip. Generally, if you're going to continue up, we usually have this fake out to start the next daily candle, and vice versa. So we're going to see exactly how this plays out. I'm very, very optimistic here, especially with the total crypto market cap being back over 2 trillion. 2.022 trillion. That's a significant event taking place here. We bounced off the 1.93 pivot point, and now we're clearing our way up to 2.142 for that cup and handle. And if we put in a bullish handle, so look, the cup, if you see something like this play out, something like this, and it bounces up, look out. Our next layer is up here at like 2.487 trillion. That would be a huge move for cryptocurrency. Huge. And that's not even the top of this move. That's just the next tier. XRP has only went up 4 cents in 4 months. Yeah, stablecoin, my friend. What's wrong with 4 cents in 4 months? The US dollar's gone down. You've lost value in the US dollar. 4 cents is at least going up. What does it matter what it's done in 4 months? It only should matter where you bought it. That's called the accumulation phase, sir. The accumulation phase. You're lucky it's even gone up 4 cents during the accumulation phase. But as you can see, once the rotation starts moving, nothing can stop it. So everybody's getting caught up on the last this, last that. It's not gone up like everything else. That's BS. Some things have gone up less than XRP. Some things have gone up more. Do you put all your eggs in one basket? That's all I'm asking, because you should understand with XRP, it's going to take longer. There's a circulating supply that is more abundant, and it still has by no means cleared the SEC lawsuit. I see a lot of comments in my comment section daily how they'll say XRP's not even been able to break $1 and the lawsuit settled. It's like, in no manner is the lawsuit settled, and the proof of that is we have another date with the courts in April. So if it was settled, you know, we got a lot of things going on here. A lot of things. Clues in the name, future millionaire. It sure is. The only, like I always say, the only difference from watching somebody who's a millionaire and watching me is that I'm showing you the process going up. It's not easy. And you guys watched the first huge leg in 21 to where we were able to position ourselves in a position that I can't even explain how we are now unless you were watching from the beginning. So right now, XRP's having that consolidation after the close. We want to see XRP, and at worst case scenario, if we're looking at the market cap in perspective, we're really just looking to hold this uptrend. There's a little bit of room up there in that ascending formation. But if I'm looking at this from a realistic standpoint right now, you've got underneath right now, and it's pretty nice right here. It's a pretty nice position to be. We're in a pretty nice position to be right now. You've got room all the way under to about 54 cents, 53.9. You really don't want to lose this formation. You really don't want to start coming down below, like, it's tough though, because you can start pushing down a little bit. But I really don't want it to push down below like that 54.2 cent area. I know it can come down to 539, but I'd like to show some strength at 542. Maybe it does a quick pull to 539, but I would like this to be the area where we can consider starting to push up. Brandon, do I have leverage trade positions open in XRP? Well, I cannot confirm nor deny if I have a leverage position trade opened with XRP. But if you've been paying attention to that 536 level, you should know that I may have a position opened around that level. And you would know that I'm watching the 521 level So a stop loss under 52 cents would be precise. That you can't be open if you're in a position longer than that, because then you fall below the 23.6% fib retracement level. And that's important for the technical trader. So I might be up a little bit or I might be down. It just is what it is. So, but if you're leverage trading, don't be stupid. And don't take it from your main bag. But there are some moments where I do attempt a trade. And this is one of them. And it's not a big trade, but it can turn into a... Well, we'll just see at the end of this. So anyhow, HBAR is at 11 cents, down 0.97%. Fantastic run from the 5.2 buy-in approximately we had. Looks like it's on a nice bull flag. We've got, it looks like, again, with the HBAR, we knew if it got above this channel and held it as support, it's a nice move up to 13.4. There's no doubt about it. We've built this up. And if it bounces out, this is our next target. That's what we're looking at. And we even had the retest of that channel a couple times. So. Oh, I know, Albert. It's unbelievable, isn't it, my friend? We were buying, if anybody's new to here, we're in FOMO Friday and Winning Wednesdays. And we did $50 a week over 11 weeks. In the community, XRP went, or HBAR went from 5.2 to 4.2 to 5.4, and we bought it everywhere in between. And we got to our 10,000 plus tokens over 11 weeks. And now it went from, and I say a 5.2 average, which we all know it's under 5 or right around 5, probably under. But I say 5.2 because that was the first of the 11 weeks in a row we bought. So we're clearly well over 100%. Anybody who bought, I was trying to teach within different assets, $50 a week in the accumulation phase is all you need. And then once you build one asset, you go to the next. Some people are like, well, what happens if it runs out of time? You run out of time. You start with the most important one that's at the proper level, and then you build from there. So, and this built a perfect, and I mean perfect, short-term cup and bull flag handle. I mean, when I see beauty in technical analysis, this is what I mean. That's fucking, oh, excuse me. That is a sign of beauty. Look at that. It's a handle on the cup on top of the breakout level with the bull flag. Doesn't get any better than that. And we would know if it somehow broke down, you would know it would be building into this uptrend. I mean, it's literally that simple. But this is a sign of beauty, and it does not look like it's ready to give yet. Looks like we're coming up to 13.4 pivot point. So if you have HBAR, if you're a fan of HBAR or you're in HBAR, it's a beautiful thing. Bersalio, following Tom the OG for almost 3 years, is follow and stick to the plan. I got to read the end of that. At the end, you will say what Hannibal always saying at the end. I love it. I love it. Is HBAR a good buy right now? I always hate these questions. Not because I don't think it's a good buy, but because you got me in a spot where, to me, it's not only... It's not that it's not a good buy, but you're asking somebody who thought 5.2 was a supreme buy to now ask me if I think 11 cents is a good buy. My audience knows I didn't want to buy it over 5.5. So for me to say 11 cents isn't a good buy would be criminal. But to say it's a good buy would be bad as well, because I don't believe, for my personal... For me, I don't like to buy an asset that's already run 100%. But being on the handle and now forming the bull flag, this seems to suggest we've got a much bigger move in store that could be above 13.4. We should be looking at about 18 cents when it's all said and done. So, yeah. That's how I would look at it. That's how I would look at it. But you got to make an educated and informed decision. Not one time have I told anybody whether it was a good or bad buy. I'm not a financial advisor. I give you my analysis. The only thing I've said since I called the top in 21 and told everybody to sell at $1.66 with XRP when it had the failed run back up and didn't buy back for several years, and now we built into all these 12 assets at 90 to 99% off, which is the crazy part. Some have run 600% back up already. A couple 100% for a few hundred. But anyhow, Bitcoin, I said at 28,600 or 26,500 that we were at the bottom. And I came out and did a warning. I came out and did a live and an update. And it was an emergency. Whatever you want to buy it now. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're buying, if it's at you buy it now and you start building into it because it's over. That rundown was over, and I only said that because the Fed said that they were going from, and they put it in strong language, no more quantitative tightening, and they started easing, which means very bullish for assets, very bullish for the stock market, and everything's Bitcoin's up 1x from there, and then some. It's up over almost, 28,000. So it becomes, again, where does it end? Where does this end? So is it a good buy? That's to your own interpretation. To me, being up 100% for my own personal portfolio plus, it would be foolish for me to add to it at that point. But if you don't own it yet, that's a decision you have to make. Because I never like to buy the rally. I like the position before the big rallies. XRP might not have been a big rally so far, but it's up 20.3 cents from where I bought it. Plenty of wiggle room. But yeah, a lot of these are becoming money printers all of a sudden. Look at VeChain. VeChain is something we haven't talked about in a while. VeChain, we bought we bought it at 1.6 cents. I'm not even going to say how much we bought. But 1.6 cents, and VeChain's up over, what is it at today? 4.9 now. After being down 1.97% today. It looks like it wants to consolidate out. Maybe it comes down like this and puts in this little handle here, and then, but the next layer looks like it wants to come test up there. So, and that's the finish of the handle. Or the finish of the proper cup here. So a lot of these are putting in cups, short-term cup and handles, and then the longer-term cup that could be presumably finishing a third tier level to the top. So Albert, I know, VeChain is in the Internet of Things, and that's why I love it. And it was so cheap at 1.6. Oh my, these were fantasy numbers in 21 when I throw these out and people would laugh at me. This guy's a moron, they would say. And I said, sometimes, and I would get so emotional, I'd say, when everybody's walking to the left, sometimes you got to go look at the guy over there doing handstand, jumping off a cliff, setting himself on fire, doing whatever he can to draw attention to say, hey, you got to get out of there. They're wrong. I need one more person with me over here. And then 2 can become 4, and maybe we can rebuild ourselves, And that's what happened in 21. That's why I was an emotional wreck. Nobody had listened. But I seen what was coming, and everybody lost 90 to 99% who didn't sell out. And their individual assets. It was horrible. Yet I'm sitting here where we were able to invest $10,000 in profits and gold at $1,600 and silver between 16 and 18 bucks while everybody was losing their money. Then we were able to buy back in cryptocurrency for 90 to 99% off with the money we left of the 7,000, just a little, maybe 7,500. 3,500 went towards XRP was the plan. Then you have about 3,500 to go towards the rest of your crypto, so you better do it wisely. And that's what we did. That's what we did. Everything you see on here we own, besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. Honestly, and Shiba. Not that I don't want. Oh, I have $100 in Shiba. What am I talking about? We bought it 2 weeks in a row. Duh. But that's like $100, and that's what was that? Well, that's a long time ago. That's probably up a couple 100%. But Doge, Julie owns. She bought it back. Well, I bought it back at 5.5 for her and sent it back to her. But she was one of the people at 0.000 and some ever. She got a free stock on Robinhood. Turned that into like 50 bucks, holding it for a while. Turned that 50 bucks into over 1,000 when Dogecoin had that big rally. I sold it out for her during the Saturday night debacle. Never bought it back until 55 cents. 5.5 cents. And now she holds it on Robinhood, 10,186 tokens. Another sleeping giant that we have. In the terms of what Elon Musk has done for her, but not having to spend any of her hard-earned money to try to get it. That's how dreams are made. That's why I say millionaires aren't made in bear markets. Bull markets. They're made in bear markets. Sure, you can expand your millions if you're rich while bull market's going on, but try to do it from ground zero. It takes a couple bull markets to get it from the first step. We've already achieved first step. First step clear. Second step clear. Now we're waiting for the next initiation here. James Montgomery, thank you for re-upping in Tom's Army for 8 months with the XRP predictor. Oh man, what an awesome guy this guy is. Thank you so much. You guys have, seriously. Tom, what does Bob think about it? Bob's kind of on vacation. See, for Lent, I've given up confrontation, so Bob just can't appear. I mean, he can, but I'm trying to not have confrontation. Well, Tom, I think it's a great thing, and I'm very happy that you're less of a prick these days. I appreciate that, Bob. So Bob's doing well, but gotta have the positivity, and sometimes that's how we do it. So XRP, if you are paying attention, XRP, I still anticipate this bounce up to about 58 cents, and then from there, I think, and that's what I'm thinking, unless we see otherwise, that we're going to come up to 66.6 cents. That's what I'm thinking. Now, nothing has to go as planned. Nothing can go as expected. And even though things do look bullish at the moment, that doesn't mean they won't look bullish later and things can't reverse. But with everything we're seeing, until we get some kind of breakdown at 53.8 cents or 53.4, and then ultimately that 52 cent level at that pivot point, it's hard to say. It's hard to say that this is going to break down, because I firmly see that it's already on the retest side, or it's already broken out, and it actually retested all the way back down to 52.6 cents, and now it looks bull flaggy. Like, to be honest with you, it looks almost like a bull flag form there, and then it came down and retested on a wick. How often do we see something like that play out? So it looks like now it should come up to that 57.8, 58 cent area, and then see how this July of 2023 formation reacts. See if, in fact, we are bullish or bearish. So I'm anticipating the 7.5%, 8% move here. So, and then ultimately I see about a 20 to 25%. Oh yeah, Sean, we talked about Theta to start the program. Somebody asked. I told everybody I wanted to bash my head in because I said I'd buy it when it got under 70, and I completely missed it. And now it's at like $1.60. It's gonna possibly have a move to like $2.62 if it breaks out from like $1.92, I think it was. So definitely go back and watch a little bit earlier, because I did a nice breakdown of Theta. I know they're picking on XRP, but think about it. What's the bigger plan, ladies and gentlemen? And if you're new, you're just tuning in, Ripple to face another lawsuit, and we'll just go over the key points here. XRP versus SEC. Ripple faces new class action for unregistered XRP offerings. And remember, crypto is being controlled by the CFTC, or the this CFTC, Commodities Future Trading Commission. So the Commodities Board is who is in control of the Bitcoin ETF, which means that they're saying crypto is not a security. So a lot of this is just a slap in the face and a bunch of bullshit, excuse my French. Ripple Labs faces a new lawsuit for unregistered XRP sales in California. Of course it would be there. Challenging digital asset regulations and security laws. Ripple Labs Inc. is facing a class action lawsuit for allegedly violating securities with XRP sales. The lawsuit claims Ripple sold XRP without necessary registration, breaking federal and California laws. This class action the class action members have until April 5th to opt out and pursue independent legal action. So between now and April 5th is what we're watching for. No, they will not kill XRP. What it's going to do is drive out a lot of people that think that this is something more than it's not. Actually, let me type in Ripple real quick, just to see what some of the buzz is. See, I didn't share any of the BS, but I might share an article later on tonight if everybody needs a nice bullish article. I may share that, but I'm not one to do much of that. Already shared a lot of this stuff already. We've talked about. Nothing more than what I was seeing before. So, yeah, we just got to keep this. We just got to keep this news, We got to pay attention to this as it continues to unfold with XRP, because it's the state of California. So who's to say with the state of California exactly what is going to be made of this, honestly? So it's definitely an intriguing wrench it throws into things. But this almost makes me want to say more that XRP's bullish. Once that news came out, I said, of course. Of course. What a beautiful optic to use for people not to buy XRP right before it's a much needed run up to even just blow off some steam for a further move down if that's the case. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So yeah, this is winding down, folks. My voice is shot. I've already done an hour earlier on a live. We're almost up to an hour now. If you appreciate what I do, consider joining Tom's Army to pay it forward. Get that special emoji badge in month 1 of me being abducted by aliens. All the way through the 1-year badge of I told you so, down to the 2-year members who have the 589 badge, the XRP Moon badge, not $589, but 0.589 cents at 2023. If you do appreciate my work, consider sending a YouTube super chat 1 time per month. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are watching and join the over 22,300 subscribers. And if you would like to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, in the video description below, there's BITUNIX for USA users. You don't even need a VPN, but it's one of the only ways right now to trade XRP with all this unregulatory uncertainty. So if you don't own XRP, get it locked away in a wallet, get it locked away in your vault somewhere, but make sure you buy it while you have the ability. That's the bottom line. Because one day in the USA, we might not have the opportunity to buy it. Look at what they're trying to do. So don't let them scare you away. If you have the ability, take advantage of MEXC. They have 0 spot fees on the 0 spot or leverage trading fees when you buy. But they don't allow new USA users because of all the unregulatory uncertainty. But they allow the users already here. They just want to expand their books. If you have in other countries and you have the ability, take advantage. And then for the countries that can't get either, I know Australia has a problem, England with a lot, but they have a good relationship with PHEMEX. So I put all 3 in one place. So it's all in the video description below, and it would help support the program as well. And I would be able to see everybody who signs up. And then if I ever do copy trading, you would have a bona fide connection with my portfolio. So consider that. I'm working on it to try to be able to do that. So yeah, that's what I've got this evening. That's what I got this evening. I really do thank everybody for tuning in and the 201 likes, honestly. If anybody has anything else to say, I would love to hear it. As DGB, we had this nice little prediction from yesterday, and more so from what I said from 0.008 that we're going to be on. Does anybody remember with DGB when it was at 0068 when I said we're about to go up to 1.3? I have an average of 0.006. 77,700 tokens. And when I first had it, I bought it at 5 cents. Here you go, Julian. Sold it at 15 cents. And didn't buy it back in until 0.006. So when I say I saved 99 point whatever percent on some, I mean it. Sold DGB at 15 cents, bought it back at 0.006, 7.7 times. And now, the amount that I had. And now DGB is up at a major line here. If DGB breaks this 1308 and you see it on top here, now it's doing a natural consolidation, which we expected to happen. That's why we filled that uptrend in. But it's very possible that it could be moving to the 1.8 level next. 1.8 cents. Miss Vicky, have a good evening. And yes, good evening to all the beautiful people, she says. And God bless you, Miss Vicky. I love so much seeing you in here. So much seeing you in here. I don't think I covered Casper. Casper, it's kind of in the middle. It's got this inverted. This is a big reversal. Casper's coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow or the next day when we come on, Casper's sitting right there at the 479 and then getting ready to come up here to like this 5.5 level. That's what I'm anticipating to come here with Casper. I think it's overdue, and I think it's getting ready to have another move up as well. Zill is looking fucking fantastic. Doesn't look like it with the start of today, but it's still coming up. We've completed this, what looks like a beautiful, I suppose the first layer, but there's a cup finished here. I expect it to blow past this and come all the way up to about the 3.2 level and finish off the Grand Cup. This is just a short-term move. I think it's emulating what's to come. So like this, I think that's emulating the longer move. I think it's going to come up here, possibly depending on if it's up here, if it forms a bullish handle, look out with ZIL. ZIL is extremely undervalued. We bought in at 1.5 cents with ZIL. I'm extremely proud of that buy-in as well. Even if it comes under it, we're positioned in a good way. If anything comes under 20% our buy-in, where we can always add to our bags if we have the funds. Right now, like I say, with my crypto funds are tapped because I built my asset class the way that I approached it. I did it exactly like I wanted, and I stayed true to what I wanted to put into it. Kept true to my precious metals, and now we just have to wait and see the results. So far, we're up over 100% in the portfolio. So I'm very happy about that. In a bear market, especially when XRP has done diddly squat, to be able to say that. I mean, it's done a little bit more than diddly squat. We're up like just over 20 cents per token. So, but anyhow, have a blessed evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for the continued support. And I'll see you tomorrow on the live.